Welcome back, everybody. We are at Villa Familia. It is Wednesday, July the 9th, 2025. The team has made a ton of progress. We're not shooting from the front yard like we normally would for our opening because, well, it's raining and Kyle doesn't want his camera to get wet. A ton of framing details that have been completed. So let's just come in and have a look. If you're ever thinking about framing arches, the way that you do it is you grab a piece of plywood and you can either use a string on a nail and draw your circle, or we've also used a piece of PEX pipe and created the arch on a piece of plywood and then kind of drawn the line around it to get the arch that we want. And so then you just use a jigsaw or a skill saw and just go through a lot of blades when you use a skill saw to do it. But typically just use a jigsaw and then you create your arch, and then this is hollow, right? And so then we add lumber in between the two layers of plywood, and that's what gives us our arch. So this will get drywalled, and it just adds like a lot of nice character to this entryway here, right? Same thing here. So coming through in here, we now have our fully completed vaulted great room. And I mean, really, like, what a great room this great room is. It's an amazing space. It's so nice. This is one big door, and then we've got a window over there in case you're wondering what's happening. That's what's happening. Moving through, let's go upstairs and see what the team has been up to up there. One of the things, that I'm thinking about and I'm looking for when I'm doing my walkthroughs is just making sure that, the system in the house is going to work. And so for me right now, I'm looking at this return. This is a return air duct here. And I'm looking at how much space we have between the duct and the plywood. There's not much. So I'm thinking that we're going to need to move this back here so that we can get at least a couple of inches of insulation between the plywood and the duct. Remember, my YouTube friends, Sprucehill does not do unconditioned attics. We do conditioned attics only. And what that means is the insulation is going to be spray foam and it's going to be applied to the underside of the plywood. We do that so that we don't run into night sky cooling problems. You can do your own research on that, but this is what we found works and make sure that our homes stay energy efficient, comfortable, and it also makes it so much easier to locate ducts and everything else in the ceiling. You don't have to worry about insulating everything. Everything can just go in, and it just makes life so much simpler. But here, if we don't have enough insulation between the metal and the plywood, what can happen is we can get condensation forming in the duct, in or on. So we want to make sure that we have sufficient insulation between the roof and the duct. All right, so let's talk about stair framing, Kyle, shall we? One of the things that we have figured out, and we've made the mistake a number of times, and I'm sure it'll be made again, is we all have this want to put the middle Sprucehill, we do 3 stringers, and we use micro lambs for our stair stringers. Way stiffer, way stronger than any dimensional lumber you're ever going to use. So micro lambs for your stair stringers. Offset your middle stringer. Why? Well, if you ever wanted to put pot lights in here, having something in the middle prevents you from doing that because you're ideally going to want to put your pot light in the middle. Now, sure, there are pancake pot lights now that will sit like pretty much flush with the drywall, but it limits your options. So all you got to do is just slide this over a little bit. And we're still solid, right? Like we only have 16 inches or just over 16 of space here. And again, what you want to do is you actually want to screw through the riser. This is the riser. This is the tread, right? We want to screw through the riser and go into the tread. And what that does is it stiffens up the tread as you're walking up it. So we glue all of this stuff together. And so screw, glue, holds everything together. And now, right, we have a really, really stiff, nice, solid feeling stair. So micro lambs for stringers, ×3. The other thing too that you want to do is you want to put a 2x4 spacer between your first stringer and your stair. If we come over to this side, if we have a 2x4, right, between the stringer and a wall, now our drywall can drop down easy peasy, no big deal. And we can also do a skirt molding or a piece of base that goes down the stairs, and that can slide right down there. And then the flooring contractor will come in and put their flooring material right up to the stair skirt material there, making something look pretty way easier. You're not having to cut a reverse stringer, if you will, for a piece of baseboard that you might want to have against the wall there, which I do recommend, by the way, because when you're vacuuming the stairs or whatever else, if it's just drywall, you bash the vacuum against the drywall, it's gonna get beat up over time. I really think it's a good idea to have some sort of molding material at your stairs, just from a longevity perspective. Drywall just gets damaged so easily. So it's a bit of a swimming pool in here right now, but it's not too bad. This is kind of part and parcel of where we're at. We've just finishing getting the roof on, so our roof framed, I should say. If the roof were on, it better not be leaking in here. So we'll get this house will be watertight in less than a week. Next time we're here, everything should be nice and bone dry. We are in the secondary suite bedroom, which is now fully framed. So we've got the window in, which is nice open window, really nice ground level walkout suite. Like, what an amazing thing to have. It's incredible. And then behind the camera here, we've got closet numero uno. We've got closet number 2, and we've got a bathroom, which will have a tub or shower. I don't remember exactly which. Toilet here, sink, and then I'm assuming there'll be some sconces in here eventually too. Looking good though. Thanks so much for watching and sticking around. Listen, if you find our content informative, educational, entertaining, we sure would appreciate a subscription. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. Like this video, and if you have anything that you would like us to talk more about or go into more detail about, we'd love to hear from you. Drop us a comment, we'll get right back at you. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Stay awesome.